A former political prisoner who spent 19 years behind bars in Cuba is fighting to save her home.
Her attorney says Bank of America foreclosed on her home using forged documents, and she's not the only one being victimized. Local 10 investigator Laren Livingston is live to explain this one.
Yeah, she's 82 years old now, living near Coral Gables, but like you said, 19 years she spent as a political prisoner after she was arrested as a med student for being an anti-Castro underground member. She eventually made it to the United States. She actually co-authored a book about her life experience. She says this is her home and has been, and now she's just trying to stay in it.
I have paid this house for a long time.
Ana Rodriguez, an anti-Castro political prisoner, an author, and now a squatter? Her lawyer says that's what the bank would have you believe.
Of all the people, should she, someone who's suffered for 19 years in one of Castro's prisons, be forced into the street during a pandemic when there is evidence that the bank engaged in felonies?
Attorney Bruce Jacobs took Ana's case pro bono and argues it's the bank that broke the law here. Ana bought the house in the early 90s. Her lawyer says she refinanced that mortgage in 2006 and calls it a predatory subprime loan that was later bought by Bank of America.
How is it that a bank would give someone who was going to be 97 years old, when she finally would have paid off the mortgage, that mortgage?
Ana says she couldn't afford the payments and stopped making them in 2008. Bank of America filed a foreclosure the next year, using forged documents, her attorney says.
For the bank to come into court and say, hey, you didn't pay your mortgage, that's one thing. But to do it with false evidence, that is perjury, that is racketeering, that is deceptive and unfair and wrongful.
Unfortunately, it's the most vulnerable population that falls under that scrutiny, not understanding statutes, not knowing what they get themselves into, and not knowing who to address.
This 82-year-old luchadora now has some political weight behind her from the right and the left.
If there are things that are going on that should not be happening, that we can work together and fix it.
That I don't deserve, to be thrown away because I haven't violated any law. They are the ones that have violated the law.
And Ana's attorney says her foreclosure should be tossed out because it was, as he argues, obtained fraudulently in the first place. But complicating things even more so is the fact that in all of this, the house has been sold to another person, and that person now wants Ana evicted from their property, basically. So there's a hearing later on this week on Friday that's supposed to address all of these things. In the meantime, we have been in contact with a representative with Bank of America, and they say they can't necessarily comment on the eviction proceeding because it's not their property anymore as it relates to those other allegations and accusations of fraud. I have not heard back officially from Bank of America on that, but if they do get back with me, we'll let you know what they say. We're live here near Coral Gables. Laren Livingston, Local 10 News.